Jake Eisenberg alongside manager John Schiffner, now just about an hour away from the first pitch of the 2016 Cape Cod Baseball League season, and this, the first edition of our manager show for this summer. Coach,
There you go. You nervous?
just a little bit. How about yourself?
I'll try to make it easy for you. No, I've never met a microphone I didn't like.
All right, well, there you go. We'll start with, I guess, what would be the easiest question. Your pitcher on the mound, J.B. Bukowskis, going to play for Team USA in a couple weeks. He's had a great season for UNC. What do you expect to see from him on the bump tonight?
Well, I think velocity is one thing. That's his strength. He's a velo pitcher, but he's a very good pitcher. I just look for a nice outing, a nice smooth retreat to try to keep him about 75 to 80 pitches, and just let's see what he can do. And I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. That's some of the neat things about being a manager in the Cape Cod League. You sit over there in that dugout and you see some pretty good players. So sometimes you're yours, sometimes are the other teams. But all reports on JB is pretty special.
When it comes to the position players on this team, it's a little bit lacking to start the season. Is there so many still playing in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, just a few. Yeah,
and it's a positional roster that isn't entirely filled out yet. So
right.
How do you manage with so few position players?
You cross your fingers, pretty much, and flip coins and do those things. But that's the nature of this league. It's we're getting the best players from the best teams in the country, and obviously the best teams are going deep into their postseason. So you get quality temp players, which I think we have. I think we have some very, very good temp players who, if we can't keep them, I bet you some other teams will. There's some really talented kids in the dugout. So we think we're very comfortable with how hard the kids have worked, what they've done since they got here last Saturday. So we'll go from there.
When it comes to tonight's lineup, 1 through 9, who do you think is one hitter that'll stand out to these Angler fans?
You never know. It's tough to say because, it depends on what you're looking for. We've got guys in the lineup that have some power. We've got some guys in the lineup that can move the ball around. So if you're kind of like that old-fashioned, push, drag guy and the guy who might steal a bag, you will look at Hunter Lee, or you want to see somebody that might, eventually hit the firehouse sometimes, you might look at Mathis. So, we've got a varied lineup. We've got some guys who can move it, some guys who can hit it, and, we'll see what happens. That's what makes this league so neat, is to try to blend together these guys. We haven't had time to set the lineup. We haven't had time to watch these guys through the fall and through the winter practices. So, it's kind of a, flip a coin, see what happens, and, let's go, because they're good players. They don't care. Once you go through the lineup, it's nobody's a leadoff hitter anymore, nobody's a ninth hitter anymore. You're just a hitter, so we're good.
Well, like I said, just about an hour away from the first pitch of the summer season for the Chatham Anglers. This, the first edition of the Manager Show with John Schiffner. Now, back up to you, Evan.